Welcome back to the Chats and Recaps podcast with your host, Sammy.
And Mimi. We're glad you joined us today. So let's get into it.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
And don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you never miss an upload.
Happy Wednesday. Welcome back to another podcast. And today we're going to be going all through Mr. Jason Mesnick's seasons on Bachelor, greatest seasons ever that they covered this past Monday. And boy, do we have a lot to say about everything, including style choices and teeth. So let's get into it without further ado. Jason Mesnick, a.k.a. the first ever man who pulled the Mesnick. I thought it was called the Mesnick because he was the first Bachelor to pull a takesies backsies on his final pick.
But that's not
However, at the end of the episode, I found out that the Mesnick means something different. So I digress. So if you hear me say that he like pulling a Mesnick throughout the review all the way up until the end, then I realized that that's not what it meant. So just a heads up.
I was like, oh, that's what they mean. Okay.
Today, this podcast comes to you from Florida, where it storms for 30 minutes and you think there's a tornado and then it goes away and it's like nothing ever happened. So right off the bat, Chris made some comments about how he became the most hated man in America. And then the question I always ask every single time they say most hated person or this or blah, 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 I always wonder, why does someone else's love decisions that they choose to make impact other people so much to the point of hatred? So needless to say, going into the episode, they introduce him as the man from Seattle with a 3-year-old little boy whose name is Ty. Also, just random, his full season is available to view on Netflix. In case you want to watch the full season, it's actually available on there. Funny thing is, I actually had started watching his season a little bit ago, and it was so boring that I ended up going like 3 episodes in and not paying attention, and then I stopped watching it.
I watched his season. I just didn't remember a lot of stuff. But as I was watching the greatest hits, then I was like, oh, yeah, I remember watching it.
Yeah, because there's a lot of notable people like Jillian.
I forgot about her.
I remember Jillian for some reason. She's the one who stands out the most to me.
Well, wasn't she a bachelorette?
Yes, she was. After him, Jillian was the next bachelorette. And so it started off with like Jillian and her hot dog theory, where she was talking about like what kind of like toppings do you put on your hot dog? So she wanted to know more about Jason by knowing where he puts his hot dog.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. Where he puts his hot dog. No, I'm sorry. That was me making hot dog. That was me making a joke. I was like, oh my God, Jillian and her hot dog theory. And then I said, don't you think it says more about Jason to know where he puts his hot dog?
Well, we don't want to know where he puts his hot dog, that's for sure.
Yeah, I didn't tell that the right way, but anyway.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
So they go into Jason and Naomi. They had very serious conversations about his child being a really big part of his life and where he's at. And Jason said that he felt like he didn't want to be the one to clip Naomi's wings because he feels like she still wants a lot of adventure in her life. Mm-hmm. And they had a conversation about this where he said, kind of where he was coming from. I guess that his life is super boring, having a kid, sitting at home all day, eating tubs of ice cream and watching TV. And then Naomi said she is absolutely ready to pull out her sweats and eat buckets of ice cream all day, staying at home and being boring without having to do rock climbing.
What in the world?
That was my takeaway.
I thought was, well, what impressed me a little bit was when he told her that he was there looking for someone to fit his life. And I just thought, why it has to just fit your life? Why can't it fit both lives? Like, I felt like he was just looking for someone who's going to come in and just be a part of his life, but not him be a part of theirs. I don't know. It's like, you're the one that has to move to me. You're the one that has to compromise with me. That's how I felt when he made that comment.
So, it's like something that he said. And then also the other single dad that was the other most hated guy in America, Juan Pablo, who also had a kid. He had a daughter. Mm-hmm. And he also said like the same thing all the time, that he's looking for somebody who's going to fit into like his life and be a good stepmother and stuff for his child and all that. So I guess that's like the thing I've noticed so far. I mean, those are the only two I've seen who have children, and they both say like the same thing, looking for somebody who fits into their life. And it's kind of weird, a little bit off-putting Like
I know.
if somebody said to me, "Oh, I'm looking for somebody who can fit into my life," I'm like,
'Cause
well,
it's
so
like,
you're only looking for someone who accommodates to
yes.
you. So you're not looking for a relationship. You're just looking for
You're not
somebody
looking to
who's
accommodate
gonna
me just for me to accommodate you.
Yeah, I mean that might not be what he
So-
meant, but when they use that type of verbiage,
That's how I feel.
that's the image that it gives off. It's like you're looking for somebody who is just going to like settle into your life, meaning you basically don't want anything to change. You just want somebody who's just going to integrate into what you already have going.
Yep. Like having a housemaid come in, put their bags on the floor. Where do I stay?
Yep.
That's it.
Kind of.
That's how I felt. It's like, okay, you're looking for a nanny that's just going to come bring her bags and say, okay, where am I staying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the conversation that he had with Naomi. And then that was another thing I thought too. Like when he was talking about his life being boring and everything, you know, he has a kid. Is she going to be okay with that? Why does having a kid mean that you have to stop having a life? Like, I mean, you can still do things and have a kid. You just do things that involve the child in it. Like,
so it's a little bit more boring. See, these are young women. Remember, he's done going out clubbing, bar hopping, whatever type of life that a single person can have. He's done with that life. He already had that life. He's already been married. He's divorced. So he's settled. What he's trying to say in boring is like, it's not necessarily boring. It's just a different type of entertainment. It's more like amusement park, movies, things that are child friendly. Are you okay with that? Because you're still young. You don't have any kids. You have never been married. Are you okay with giving up the clubs, the bar scenes, the hanging out and, you know, drinking until you're drunk or whatever it is that you do to have fun? Are you ready to give that up? Because I don't want that around my child.
Yeah. Are you ready to stop getting crunk?
So that's what he means. It's not necessarily like, oh, you have a kid, so now your life is boring. No, it's just a different type of adventure.
I don't know, that's kind of how he made it sound.
Well, because he wants to let them know I don't live that kind of lifestyle. So to some people, he's probably tired of hearing, oh, you're so boring. Oh, you're so boring. Just because you have a kid doesn't mean you can't go out clubbing and all that. He prefers to spend whatever time he has with his kid. Yeah. So if that means he's boring, then he's boring. So that's why he tells them, are you ready for my boring life?
I guess I was never really a good 20-year-old then because I've always been kind of boring. I wasn't crazy. I didn't go clubbing and stuff like that or whatever.
I don't even know what it's like to be at a bar.
Maybe like here and there. I had like a 1-year period where I did it and then I was like, no.
I don't know what it's like to go to a club and I don't know what it's like to sit at a bar.
Yeah, I never been to a club. I have sat at bars before, but not like bars.
Yeah, but those are dinner bars. I mean like a bar.
Do universal bars count as
people
bars?
People don't really go to eat. They just go to have some drinks and
Yeah, do universal bars count as bars?
I don't know because it really wasn't a bar.
I mean, like Rising Star is like a karaoke bar.
That's a karaoke bar. I don't know.
I mean, the people are too tame.
Here's the thing. I've never been in a bar set in a bar, so I don't know.
You don't know how to compare it. Like, what to compare it to.
Exactly. What do I compare it to? They have dining tables.
I've been to a bar, like a bar, a place that is just intended as a bar, but it didn't have a dance floor. It was a nerd bar. It was called...
a nerd
No,
bar.
it really was. It was called Player One. That's the name of the bar. And when you go to the bar, you can sit at the bar and they have video games and stuff. So you can literally order alcohol and play video games. And then the whole bar is just a whole bunch of arcades and stuff. I don't know. You get drunk and play games.
That's dumb.
And do arcade games and stuff like that. That's where Alvy and I had our first connection.
Really? How? Y'all were too busy playing games.
No, she had turned 21 and I was buying her drinks for her birthday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Guz.
And that was where we made our first connection, and everybody said that we were flirting. And she was like, I wasn't flirting. I'm like, I wasn't flirting. Right. We were just having a conversation.
Sure.
And look at us now.
Uh-huh.
I guess everybody else. I guess it was everybody else saw
that heat.
Yeah, everybody else saw what we were just like, or
yeah.
I mean, I guess we kind of felt. Anyways, this isn't about us. Yeah, so having a kid doesn't mean that it's boring. It's just a different kind of fun.
It's just a different kind of fun.
Yeah. I don't know, to me, like the theme park and everything, theme parks are my idea of fun.
Well, it might be to you.
Well, they used to be
before.
Here's
the thing, like there are some people that'll be like, sure, theme park is fun, but that's during the day. What are we doing in the evening?
Going home,
night?
Going out having a nice dinner.
In his mind, he's thinking
going home,
playing a video game, relaxing, maybe watch a movie,
play Mario Kart,
and have some snacks, play some video games, hang out. And then someone else could be thinking, well, we can go clubbing.
Yeah.
Or let's go dancing,
no.
or let's go to a bar, or
No.
let's go hang out with some friends, you know.
Let's play
and
Mario Kart.
That's what, you know, I can see as a parent, if he has full custody of his kid, I can totally see, all right, you need to get accustomed to this lifestyle. Like, are you ready to give that up?
He does have full custody, right?
It's not, I don't know. It's
I thought
not
he said he
did. It's not the same as if the Bachelor is single and then she's single and they have no, well, of course they're single, they're bachelors.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, though.
But
it's the Bachelor, the Bachelorette.
They have no kids.
But listen, it's the Bachelor, it's the Bachelorette. You're going into it to have a serious relationship, to get married and start a family.
Right. To start a family. But in the meantime, while you're dating and stuff, you want to go out. You want to go dancing. You want to go here. You want to go there. You don't want to have a timeline to be home. If you want to stay out all night, you can stay out all night. If you want to go over to a friend.
Maybe when you're dating.
If you want to go to a party, you know, they have no responsibilities, just each other, so they can go anywhere.
Maybe when you're first dating.
So it's different when you're dating someone who has a kid. Because depending on the responsibility of that parent, they don't think about going to a party or going here or going there, unless it's a kid's party.
Some parents.
Or, you know, that's why I said
so let's not
some.
say all parents.
That's
Let's
why I
say
said
some parents. Because let's not forget about the parents who hire the babysitter and go out and go to the club.
Yeah, some will put their kids to sleep and be like, okay, let's go clubbing.
Yeah, so, you know.
So some
not
parents.
Every parent. Some parents.
Well, I
some
never
parents
did that, so.
Yeah, I don't know. So, anyways, that was a little bit of him and Naomi. And then they go into Jason and Lauren.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, night one was her birthday.
Yes.
And then apparently, thank God that Jason knows his 3 branches of government. What kind of father can't teach his kid about the 3 branches of government? And then it was really awkward because Lauren thought she was going to get the first impression rose, but really he was just giving her a little cake because it was her birthday.
She was like, of course, look at me. Of course I'm going to get the first impression rose.
And then
that's what she thought he went out to get.
Rose.
And they all was like, oh, he's going to give her the first impression rose. But he just went and grabbed the little cake.
And then that was awkward.
Like,
awkward. And then they showed a little part of her trying to sing a little bit of karaoke to him, which was super cringe. And then at first, with no context, I thought that she just randomly decided out of nowhere to put on a little show and karaoke for him. But lo and behold, later on, I find out apparently all the girls were doing that. So I was like, okay, so she's not just trying to be cringe.
Yeah.
And then Lauren said that Jason wants to be dominated. But when she said if he doesn't give her the rose, she's going to be pissed on a group date, he looked at her like he was pissed by her saying that, or he was really annoyed. And then he went ahead and gave the rose to Naomi.
I know. She tells him, you need to give me that rose.
Yeah, she said, if you don't give me that rose, I'm going to be pissed.
If you don't give me that rose, I'm going to be pissed.
So he said, okay, I'm going to give it to Naomi.
He
Good
said,
move.
do you feel entitled to get that rose? And she's like, no, I didn't say I'm entitled. I'm not trying to force you to give me the rose. He's like, but you just told me to give you the rose. Well, I don't want to force you to give me the rose, but I would prefer if you give me the rose.
But I'm just going to tell you.
His face looking at her was priceless.
Right? He's like, what?
So he gives the rose to Naomi.
Yeah, so he was like,
and she was like, oh,
Naomi, will you accept this rose?
Yeah, so Lauren was pissed. She's like, I'm frustrated. And then she told him, why didn't you do what I told you to do? No, why didn't you do what I asked you to do? He said, well, you didn't ask me to do it. You told me to do it. So I just didn't feel like having somebody tell me what to do.
Yeah, she was being a little cray-cray.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder, would he have given her the rose had she not said that? Who knows?
No, I don't think so. I don't think there was really a connection between them.
She was kind of cray-cray. I was wondering, why is he keeping this one around?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think he just wanted to affirm his feelings for her. How he felt about her. Like, he was like, is she crazy or is it just me because of the setting and everything? Let me, keep her around and see.
Yeah,
but then,
I don't know. He must have thought she was attractive.
But then she was like, kiss me so that we can get the first kiss over with. And then he kissed her and he was like pulling away, I guess. He didn't like her like
and
that.
She said she felt rejected or something.
She said that the kiss made her feel like there was some kind of rejection and she didn't feel he was all in it, and he kept pulling away and telling her something about napkin on her face, or was that someone else?
No, that was Shannon.
Yeah. Anyway, so he did the first kiss with her, but it was like an awkward thing.
Yeah.
And they show him at the radio station.
Oh, yeah. I had to say props to Jason for actually being able to tell every single girl's kiss apart. He got every single one.
Yes, he did. He said whose kiss was who.
Yes, I was like, good
Which
job.
means he focuses on their kiss.
Yeah, because I know they've done similar stuff like this before and the people get it completely wrong. But he literally knew every single woman. So yes, impressive. I guess that means that he actually, pays attention to each individual person, that he can actually tell them apart.
I guess to him, a kiss is important. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's important to me. Because if you're not a good kisser and we kiss and I don't feel any chemistry, that's it. Done. It's all in the kiss.
If you think about kisses, isn't it like such a weird concept? Like you just put your mouth onto another person's mouth and then...
Yeah, but if
and then
that kiss...
take each other's saliva.
If that kiss has no motion...
I guess. I don't know.
Then it's a weird thing. Emotion.
Yeah.
Kissing is important to me.
I can see that. Moving into Shannon and Jason.
Oh, she's the creepy.
Yeah. Shannon said she's totally not a stalker.
But she stalked him on Facebook.
But she's definitely a stalker. A stalker. She knew as much about him as probably the closest person in his family does. Yes. It's pretty clear that she stalked him all over the internet and on social media. And then as the process went on, it looks like she clearly was unraveling very quickly. And again, I asked myself, how did he keep her around for so long? Like, she was saying all these like crazy things and like talking to him and saying all this stuff about him. Isn't that kind of weird? Like, when you sit down and talk to someone, shouldn't you be getting to know them? Not saying, oh, so I know that your brother's cousin's sister is Erica, and I know that your third cousin twice removed's favorite food is pizza, but I'm not a stalker.
No. I'm not a stalker at all.
What?
No.
I know what kind of birthday party you threw for your son last year.
Yep.
But I'm not a stalker.
Nope.
Yeah, that's not weird at all.
Yeah, she's the one who then kissed Jason, and he was not into the kiss, and he kept pulling away, telling her she had like napkin pieces on her face.
She was sitting down talking to him, and then she started crying and saying like, it's so hard and complicated for her, and then she started crying, and then she started picking her nose, and then she was like, oh yes, this is me, this is me, I'm the nose picker, I'm the nose picker crying girl, I'm finally bringing my walls down. And then Jason was like, oh, I see that. Yes.
Thank you for bringing your walls down.
And then she went in, then like for the kiss.
Oh my gosh.
And then he didn't really want to kiss her, but she also said that she had napkin pieces and stuff on her lips. Yeah, so he probably, I don't know. How attracted are you to somebody who is just like having boogers down their face, picking their nose?
You have to be completely in love with that person to sit there and kiss them after. I give him props. I wouldn't have kissed her. I would have been like, I'm sorry. You might want to go clean your face.
Yeah, she decided to pick her nose in front of him, and then he said, Hi, I'm Jason. Nice to meet you, nose picker.
For real.
Nosferatu.
Yeah, she was disgusting.
That's so random. It's just like crying, and I'm just next time I'm out in public. Listen, next time I'm out in public, I'm gonna pick my nose, and then if somebody calls me out, I'm just gonna say, you know what? I'm just bringing my walls down. I'm just being me, okay? Like this is who I am. Accept me with my nose, me picking my nose or whatever.
Well, you gotta pick your nose sometimes,
right? Farting down the aisles. Listen, I'm putting my walls down. This is me. Accept me for me.
Oh no,
I'm not a people pleaser. Okay, I am who I am. Okay, nasty.
Yeah. Oh, she is the one who, when she got out of the vehicle in the beginning, I was like, wearing fake teeth.
Oh, Shannon teeth.
She was like, what the? I was like, what the hell?
Oh, Shannon teeth. What was it?
It was what in the world? Fake teeth, Shannon? What the heck?
Oh,
they're like hobo teeth.
Fake teeth, Shannon. That's what it was.
Fake teeth, Shannon. It's what the hell? Fake teeth, Shannon.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was something else.
Yeah. Although, and Jason was like, "Oh, Shannon, those teeth are so sexy. Are they yours?"
Oh yeah, he was like, "Oh my gosh."
And she was like, "Oh no, they're not mine."
He's like, "Oh my god, that's so sexy. I love a girl who doesn't take herself seriously." Sexy. And then jokes on him, those are her real teeth.
I know, right? And then she starts picking her nose and shit. Oh well.
Well, yeah. Okay.
You can pick your friends, but you can't pick your nose.
No, you can't pick your friend's nose. You can pick your friends and you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose.
I like that better the way I said.
No.
You can pick your friends, but you can't pick your nose.
No, you can pick your friends and you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose.
Why not?
That's how the phrase goes. That's what I'm saying, because it's weird to pick someone else's nose.
You can pick somebody else's nose.
No, you can't. I mean, you can, but it's it's just socially not normally acceptable. And if you're picking their nose, you're definitely not standing 6 feet away.
Well, that's corona.
Anyway, so then they go into Stephanie and Jason. She was a widowed single mother. Mm-hmm. She described that her husband passed away in a plane crash. She was away from her daughter on her birthday, and they were having a date on the beach when Jason went ahead and arranged to have her daughter come in for the date. So I said, this is one of my favorite dates that I watched. I thought that like Stephanie with her daughter and everything, and the date was so freaking adorable. When they were walking around the park with her and holding her hand, having her dressed up in the little princess dress and lifting her off the ground and everything. It was so cute. It was like my favorite date that I've seen on the show.
She had a little princess birthday.
I know, her daughter was so adorable, and she was so precious.
What was even cuter is when he gave the rose to the daughter and not to her. It was a Lego rose.
No, he gave the rose to Stephanie, and then Stephanie gave the rose to her daughter.
Oh,
he brought a Lego rose, and he said, "This has been the greatest day of my life." Blah blah blah. And then he said, "And Stephanie, will you accept this rose?" And she was like, "Yes, of course." And then they were talking to her daughter, and then she handed the rose down to her daughter. Oh. And then her daughter had it at the end of the date because she had given it to her. But yeah, he gave her a Lego rose.
Yeah, it was cute. And then they broke up.
Yeah, it was super cute.
He sent her home before the rose ceremony so that she wouldn't, I guess, waste any more time there. Because they didn't show him breaking up with her. But Chris said he did send her home promptly.
Yes.
So that she wouldn't waste time there. So when they say that to me, that's saying he didn't keep her around until the rose ceremony.
Probably.
He just sent her home so she could be with her daughter.
Yeah. And
then they showed them today. Oh
yes, they did a catch up with her.
The heck? All this plastic surgery she had done.
I couldn't tell. Her camera quality was awful. She said that Jason was amazing, that he was an all-around great guy. Yes. She talked about her daughter's 4th birthday and how she was completely not aware that he was going to be bringing her daughter in and how surprised she was. And then she brought Sophia in. Sophia is now 15 years old. She's a teenager. Gorgeous. I know. I was like,
she is gorgeous.
Wow, she really blossomed and, grew up. Yes. And it looks like Stephanie obviously did a really great job raising her. She looks very polite, put together.
She was.
And so I was like, she seemed really sweet, and she just seemed like she was brought up right.
I know. When he asked her, what do you think about your mom when she was doing the show? And she was like, oh, I saw some of the episodes. It was kind of weird looking at my mom kissing another guy, but okay. And then she was like, but my mom she always stayed classy, and I love my mom. She's very classy. I thought that was so cute that she said that.
And she said she has a lot of respect for her mom.
Yeah.
And how amazing her mom is.
She said she keeps in touch with Ty.
She said she was going to, that they kind of
they kind of keep in touch.
Kind of see each other on social media.
Yeah.
And then she said that she thinks he's cute, so she might try to reach out to connect through social media. They were in the process of maybe connecting through social media. So it's like maybe she's going to try to maybe they might date or something like that. Yeah, they are the same age. I think they were both maybe 1 year apart.
I thought she was older by a year because her birthday party, it was her 5th birthday because it had a 5.
Yeah, I think they're a year apart.
And I think she's a year older.
Maybe a year. And so I was like, that might be kind of weird and interesting if they end up dating or being like high school sweethearts.
Bachelor kids.
Right? Chris Harrison is finally getting what he wanted.
I know, right?
And then they go into the final 4, which was Jillian, Melissa, Molly, and Naomi. Mm-hmm. The next relationship we dive back into, again, Naomi and Jason with Naomi's hometown. Her mom pulled out some hula hoops to have a hula hooping contest with him. And then weird. I know her mom said that reincarnation is a really big part of her belief. So it was very important for her to know if Jason believes in reincarnation, to which he said that he's very open-minded. He doesn't knock any ideas down. And so then it gets a little bit weirder from there. And she talks about how she was driving and a dove ran into her car.
What's weirder than
and
that
killed
was
itself.
That she said when she saw Jason's picture, she knew him from the past. What?
Yeah, and then she made a comment about how he must have been a
She
mom
knew
in the
him
past.
from the past, and she knew that they would get along great because they already knew each other.
Yeah, and she made a comment that he was a mom in the past.
She's weird. Then that's when she was talking about, as she was driving some dove, she was like, oh, a white dove in the sky. And then the dove pretty much killed itself by banging into a windshield. Then she stopped to pick up the dove.
Yeah.
And brought the dove home.
And put it in the freezer.
Had it in the freezer.
In a brown paper bag. So
waiting
she could
for
bury
Jason
it.
to come and do the eulogy.
What a creep.
So she can bury the bird.
That was
and
so
then she says, she
weird.
makes a comment. Oh, it smells like chicken, doesn't it?
That was
She's
so
disgusting.
Weird. So weird. And then Jason.
Me being Naomi, I would have been so freaking embarrassed. Like, so embarrassed.
And then on one of Jason's little side interviews, he said, so she's like flaunting that she hit a dove, which is, by the way, the symbol of peace and freedom. And then she named the bird Rosie and put it into a grave. And they'd had a weird burial ceremony for it.
I wouldn't eat anything in her house.
Yeah, that was something else. I had to tell you.
How do you pick up roadkill?
I don't.
Bring it home and put it in your freezer in a paper bag.
I don't think
it wasn't even like in a plastic container or plastic. It was in a paper bag.
I don't think that I've seen any.
I felt so disturbed.
I don't think I've seen a weirder hometown date, to be honest.
I felt really disturbed.
Like, if I thought that.
I thought she was cool at the beginning. A little weird, but kind of cool because she was very spiritual.
I knew she was weird when she said she saw a picture of him and knew him in a past life. I said, lady.
But then
you're weird.
When she told the story about the dove and then had the dove in the I lost all respect right there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And listen, I'm not hating on people who believe in past lives and stuff like that, because I believe in past lives.
So do I.
But the way that she presents information and the way she talks about
creepy
stuff and just makes up stories about things is a little weird.
It's creepy.
And then the bird kind of solidified the weirdness for me. I don't think I've seen a weirder hometown date. Even Dean. Dean's hometown date wasn't that weird.
No, he broke up when Naomi.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know.
Dean from.
I know.
Dean and Kaylin.
Mm-hmm.
Dean on Rachel's season, their hometown. And he had this like really weird spiritual, not like, I don't know if he was like spiritual or whatever, dad. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, still not as weird as that.
No. Anyway, he broke up with Naomi. I'm sure it wasn't because of hometown.
I'm sure.
I don't know.
I'm sure it had nothing to do with the bird eulogy. Cough, cough.
I mean, Naomi did say her family was crazy.
Yeah, you could tell he was
crazy.
You could tell he was very off put by the situation. At first, she brought out the hula hoop, and he was like, "Oh, maybe they're kind of cool and everything." And she's just, she's a little bit weird, believes in like past lives, but that's not too weird. But you're doing hula hoops, having a fun time. And then she brought out the bird, and he was like, "Nope, got to run for the hills."
For real. I mean, he handled that pretty well.
Yeah, often I wouldn't have done.
Another guy probably would have ran the other way or been like, I can't be a part of this. This is just too crazy for me. I probably would have said, I can't be a part of this, and you want to go out for dinner?
Yeah.
Like,
how do I know she didn't serve me parts of that bird? I don't know.
Seriously, I don't know.
So after the Naomi and Jason thing, they dive into Jillian and Jason, who Jillian was the top 3. Because obviously Naomi was eliminated before her. So then they go back into the whole hot dog thing. And I guess that was part of the relationship that he found her to be funny and charming and cute. And
she said, I thought he was going to be a ketchup guy.
Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze.
Ketchup guys are mama's boys. Ketchup guys are mama's boys.
Not welcome. Corona.
I'm sorry.
Not Corona.
She said, I thought you were going to be a ketchup guy because ketchup guy are mama's boys. So I guess she was trying to insinuate he was a mama's boy.
Maybe. I don't know. I was like, this hot dog thing has got to be a joke. Or when she became the Bachelorette, she better have on night one a giant hot dog bar with all the different types of toppings, and then
to see where her candidates hide the hot dog,
right? And then based off of all the toppings, I want to know where you
put your hot dogs,
right? And then based off of the toppings they choose by her alleged system that is very accurate, then she knows who she's sending home and who she's keeping. Oh, P.S. Jillian's season is available on Hulu to watch as well. They go into a part where she shared some information about her past, how her mom had depression, how her mother attempted to take her life in the past, and how her parents had a very rocky relationship. She said her mom was hard to live with at times and that she would be in the hospital for months at a time. And then she said all of a sudden, like, her mom got better. So it kind of provided a little bit of background as to why she kind of always has this guard up and she feels like she always needs to be the rock, because that's pretty much what she was when she was younger, when everything else in her family life was very unstable. And then later on, he has a conversation with her where they show the rose ceremony where he eliminates her with the final 3. And then he told her that the feelings were there, but that their lives were just too different and that she's too fast for him. Whatever that means.
I don't know. Oh, like she was just moving too fast. I guess sometimes when you're moving too fast, it comes off as though you want it so bad that you're not really stepping back and making sure that this is a relationship that you want. You know what I mean? It's like when a person is so fixated on what they want that they don't even realize all the red flags a person was throwing. And then by the time they know it, they were in this horrible relationship because all they cared about was the picture. Just some people are in love with the picture and not the actual people.
I don't know if that's what he was referring to. I think he was referring to lifestyle, that the lifestyle that she lived was too fast. And then, because then Jillian said that she was ready to settle down and have that family and everything. And then there wasn't really much for him to say after that. And then she left. Yeah. It was a pretty amicable breakup. Yeah, and then they did a little catch up with Jillian. And I was like, oh my gosh, she looks like completely different.
I know, right? I was like,
how does she almost look younger now than she did in the filming?
I don't know.
I don't know if it's the blonde hair that's like lightening up her face.
I think it's the blonde. I think it is the blonde hair.
I don't know if it's the blonde hair. It like it's like her whole face just looks like brighter.
And then her eyebrows are thicker too. So
I don't know. I feel like every time we see people then, you know, we have the people we see today and then we see them now and they still, you know, kind of look the same. They look like what we're used to seeing, I guess, as far as beauty goes today. And then you see the people from back then who looked, you know, very natural and they all look different because they were just them. And then you look at them today and now they just look like everybody else as far as like what is considered, I guess, now to be the standard beauty. I'm like holding quotations of what you call standard beauty, beauty standards for today.
Well, they all wear the same.
Everybody kind of looks the same
makeup techniques because they're all using the same colored makeups, techniques, and everything. I don't know. They're all doing. I call them the Kardashian look because they all trying to look like the Kardashian sisters.
And the Kardashians were trying to model Barbie dolls. I don't know.
I call it the Kardashian look with the hair and the makeup. It's the
same
Kardashian
hair.
look.
Although
they all look like Kylie.
I don't do anything with my hair.
You know how Kylie does her hair and her makeup, and she even brought out that makeup line and everything. So they all look like her. She's not really a Kardashian.
She's a Jenner.
But she's a Jenner, yeah. So I guess they're all just trying to look like them.
Yeah, but maybe I feel like Kylie modeled her look after Kim.
Of course.
Because they looked very similar. They look almost the same.
Yeah. It's the Kardashian look. I call it the Kardashian look.
A look achieved through plastic surgery.
And makeup techniques.
I'm not saying that Jillian has done plastic surgery. I'm just saying that's how Kylie looks.
No, she doesn't look like she had plastic surgery.
No, she just looks like she does her face different. Yeah, it's just her makeup. I mean, she was beautiful back then and she's still beautiful today. So she doesn't look really any different to me. No, other than her hair and everything and her eyebrows. But anybody can change up their eyebrows. Anyways, that was a little off. That was a little off topic. We've been going off topic a lot. So Jillian lives in Canada. Canada, eh?
Canada, eh?
Hey, Jillian, I want to go live in Canada. So it was 11 years ago that the season was filmed.
Mm.
Jillian is engaged but not married. And then when she was telling the story, she accidentally threw her engagement ring away. How does one accidentally throw an engagement ring away?
Like she was saying, it was because of the freaking coronavirus. They had to postpone her wedding.
Yeah, she said it got married.
They were going to get married this summer.
It got mixed in a whole bunch of other boxes.
And then something about her stone fell out or something, and it had to be fixed. So...
But she had to sign for it when it came back.
So when the ring came, because of the coronavirus, they weren't just taking the packages into the house. They were signing for it and then leaving it in another room.
Okay, but the ring is like a highly valuable item. How do you just leave that in a room?
She did.
And don't put it on.
What happened?
It's an engagement ring, not the wedding ring.
When she finally went into the room to start going through the packages, somehow through all the packaging and opening and everything, when they were picking stuff up, it was a small box. So when they were picking stuff up, they just picked it up and threw it away.
Crazy.
How
do you freak? I was like, oh my gosh.
She's waiting for her new ring.
I would be so mad.
She is waiting for her new ring, and they will be married next summer.
It's like, honey, this time we're getting you a fake diamond.
Right. So, but they have their 2 kids, or was it 3? I think it was 3.
Let's see.
Let me see.
Dang it, I didn't write down how many kids she had.
She has 2 kids.
The only thing I notated was Leo because they mentioned that he had a birthday coming up.
She has a boy and a girl.
And Chris was playing Santa Claus and asking what he wanted for his birthday. And Leo said he wants a bumblebee birthday. Yeah. This is top priority. Someone get this little boy his bumblebee birthday.
Yes. So, yeah, they have 2 kids
I know
together.
you can afford it, Chris.
He was the chosen one from the Bachelorette. So he was her choice. And they're still together.
He is the chosen one.
Yeah. They're still together. They're engaged and they should be married next summer.
Hopefully. Same thing with JoJo and Jordan. Hopefully they get married next year or the ending of this year.
She's like, but I am waiting. I'm waiting for my new ring to come. Hopefully this one won't go to the trash.
If that would have been my ring, as soon as it came in, I would have opened the box and put it on my finger. It's an engagement ring, not the wedding ring. What reason does it need to be sitting around?
I would have cleaned that box with bleach or whatever. That ring
and I would have put it on.
Would have come into the house.
And I would have put it on my body.
Or left outside or left anywhere. That would have come into the house and on my body. Like,
I said,
there was that ring.
I said I would take the ring out and put it on my body. I mean, on my finger.
On my finger. And then I followed you. And
I know you were like, I'll put it on my body.
I would be like, shabam. There goes my bling bling. Yay.
Oh my God.
Oh no, Hansi, I would not leave that thing out. No.
Yeah, like when for my engagement ring, when it had to be resized, I was like, oh no, I can't wear it for like however long it's going to take them to resize it. And then as soon as it was ready, I was like, gotta go pick up the ring. I gotta put it on my finger.
The ring is ready.
Gotta put it on my finger.
Gotta go.
Man, they put the ring back in the box. It came out of the box in like 0.5 seconds and it got back on my finger.
Oh, don't worry about the box.
Forget the box. I don't need the box.
Put it on my hand. There goes that bling. Bling,
anyway.
So that
put it on my body.
For real. I don't care. Put it on my toe. Put it on my finger.
Oh gosh.
So split it in half and stick it in my nose.
What?
You know, like a ring nose.
Okay, crazy.
You
mean a nose? Okay, crazy
ring.
Pants.
A nose ring.
So
then we go into Melissa.
Melissa.
The last 2
from Dallas, Texas.
Dallas cowgirl.
She's a Dallas cowgirl. She danced for the Dallas Cowboys. Your favorite
I'm a
football team.
Fan at heart.
I thought you were gonna say I'm a cowboy. Because I'm a
That's
cowboy.
My favorite football team.
On a steel side ride.
And I wanted. Dead or alive.
So now she wants to be a teacher.
Well, he admits that he prejudged her in thinking that she was there for the wrong reasons. But then he got to know her a little bit more and he got to talk to her a little bit more and there was a little bit more connection. I guess he thought she was a little too young.
Thank you, because there were so many shots where I was like, yo, she looked like she 18 or 19 years old. I kid you not.
She's not ready to be a
Jason,
mom.
did you steal her out of school? Like, can she be here?
I know.
She looks so young.
Yep. And then, so he thought, well, she's probably here for the wrong reasons. Like, I'm a settled guy, and here's this young, beautiful woman.
Yeah.
Is she ready to be a mom? Like, I don't want to take that away from her. She's still growing. Like, she's still, needs to be social. But
they did have a conversation. She told him that she did want to be a teacher for first grade. Mm-hmm. And then he had a conversation where he asked her, are you sure that you're ready for a kid? Where she proceeded to look around suspiciously and then said, absolutely. I have a lot of love to give.
Yep. I have a lot of love to give.
And Jason said that he could picture Melissa as his wife without a doubt, and that he is very much in love with her.
Well, falling in love with her. And he also said he would be brokenhearted if he had to say goodbye to her.
Yes. Then they go into Molly and Jason. Jason and Molly. So in the beginning... Yo, you almost made me drop my phone.
My bad. Go ahead.
What was happening?
It was like when he asked her, what was your talent? And she said,
oh, yeah, that's what I said. Molly says her talent is that she's a good kisser. And then I said, wow, such flirt, much good.
I know.
She came to him with a list of questions. And then, whoa, my phone.
Auto fix.
Yeah, I take notes on my phone. So what I wrote was, if his house was on fire. It changed it to if God's house. I was like, whoa. We're not trying to go there. If his house is on fire, what would he grab? He said that he would grab his sneakers. And then I said, what about his son? And my phone autocorrected to what snot his son, like snot, like boogers. What about his son's snot?
He said
something about some sneakers. I said, what about his son?
I know. I was like, what?
And then I said, well, is it a given that his son just gets out? So she's asking, like, what do you grab, assuming that your son is already safe?
I'm just in there by myself.
And I'm thinking there's more needed to this question. And it just reminded me of when you asked me, what if you died and just woke up in somebody else's body? Like, what would you think? And I'm going, well, it depends. Whose body am I in? And she's like, it doesn't matter. Just, you die and you wake up in someone else's body. But I can't tell you how it feels because I had to know what kind of body I'm in. Like, what's the situation? Like, what's happening? So, more information is needed with this question. Like, we have to assume that Jason wants his son safe. But then he said sneakers. So that would have, if I was Molly, that would have led me to a lot of follow-up questions. Like, Jason,
like, why your sneakers?
Jason, honey,
why not
your son? And she just looked at her like, good answer. Like, oh, okay. Good answer.
She wasn't thinking.
Really, sneakers. I could think of like 10 things I would grab before I would grab a pair of shoes.
Yeah, she wasn't.
Like my cell phone.
Yeah, to call 911.
So I have a very sentimental, old wooden jewelry box that my aunt gave me. You know the one I'm talking about? That really old, like really nice jewelry box. That's one item that contains many items inside. So I'm going to have to say I would grab that, and then by default, I would get everything inside of it.
I can't tell you because I'm just going to put whatever my arms can grab. Like photo albums.
I'm going to be honest. I don't even put on shoes. Like, who needs shoes?
With credit cards and stuff in
credit
it.
Cards. You don't need credit cards.
And what? I'm going to need it. No. After the fire.
You don't need that. You know why? Because you can just call the card company and get more cards.
Yeah,
if you have your phone,
have to go through that.
But if you have your phone,
what am I
going to
pay for in the meantime?
You have your phone. There's this thing now on iPhone, and Alvi did it, where one time when she had to deactivate her card, and she called the place, and they gave her like a temporary e-card that she could use on her phone. So it's not an issue today anymore. Maybe in like 2005, but not today. You can just use your iPhone. It was so funny.
I'm reading my notes and it auto-corrected.
Got a little autocorrect.
Like, she says that she's ready. Like, he tells her at dinner, are you ready for the long haul? And she's like, yeah, I'm ready. So I guess I was supposed to write, he then tells her he's he doesn't want to make any promises, but instead my phone said he then tells her he downtown want to make any promises to her.
Only downtown do I make promises,
actually,
but here, no.
He then tells her that
this is a no promise zone.
He didn't want to make, do not cross this line.
Do not cross this line. This is a no promise zone.
He didn't want to make any promises to her because, of course, there's 2 people involved. Well, 3. Him and the other.
A little bit down the road, I start questioning, is Molly a psychic? Is Molly a witch?
Who are you telling?
This is not an insulting question.
Well,
this
technically,
is just, first of all, let me explain my case.
Technically, she said...
Case 1. She spoke to when she was talking to Jason, they had a conversation, and she specifically said, what if he picks one and he made a mistake and he should have picked the other? She doesn't want him to make a mistake or have a regret. Foreshadow number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Then he goes through the whole confusion that he's in love with 2 women. He can't imagine his life without one or the other. He can't let Molly go.
Yeah.
And he always said that he will never let Melissa go. At his final rose ceremony, at the final rose ceremony, he sends Molly home. And then Molly is talking to him and she's just saying, I think you've made a big mistake. I think you're making a mistake. And she just didn't want to believe that he was sending her home.
Yeah.
And then I said, she is a psychic witch. She got in the, well, not in a bad way. Then she got in the car and she said he made a huge mistake and that he is going to regret that, and that what else did she say?
Well, she said
he made a mistake and he is going to end up getting hurt again.
Yeah, but technically he didn't get hurt.
No, but listen.
So in that part she was wrong.
She said he made a mistake, he's going to end up getting hurt again, and then he told her that he thinks she is wrong. He did not know at the time he was talking to a psychic. Jason started bawling after he sent her home. Yeah. Apparently, this is where the Mesnick moment happened because he leant over a balcony, bawling tears. The people downstairs...
I've never seen anybody cry like that for someone else.
The people downstairs thought it was raining. It was really just Jason upstairs crying really hard. He had his balcony moment. Apparently, that's where Mesnick comes from. My bad. And then I said, is Molly just upset or does she know something about Melissa that we don't? Because she made a lot of statements that made it sound like she was insinuating Melissa was not the right girl for him, especially when she said he's going to end up getting hurt.
Yeah, but
is she just mad? I don't know. Well, she never got the chance to.
She just told him, you're making a mistake because...
Technically,
she felt like
he did get hurt because he was hurt in her leaving.
He was hurt with her leaving. That's about it.
So technically, she's right about him being hurt.
Yeah, but she thought he was going to get hurt by Melissa.
It hurt him not to. She didn't say get hurt by Melissa. She said he made a mistake and he's going to end up getting hurt. She didn't say how he was going to end up getting hurt.
I know. When she was leaving.
And he did say he was hurting the whole time, I guess.
Yes.
Not being with her. Yep. So technically, she was right. So my case... I have one more thing to prove my case after this because we have to talk briefly about how he picked Melissa. He told her that he's completely in love with her and she was jumping up and down, screaming with joy. And I said, I think this is
her emotions.
Right? I said, this is the most excited I think I've ever seen a girl for a proposal on The Bachelor.
What are you telling? She kept saying, yes, yes.
Yeah.
And then when he proposed, she was like, can you give me a second? She turned around and she was like, yes. I was like, oh my God.
1 second. Let me turn around.
I know.
Yes, you can continue. And then it goes back to the part where Chris does his little talking thing. And I said, really, Chris? This is the part where we say they're still together and happily in love. Are you kidding? How many of these recaps have actually had success stories where the couple's still together? Like, really?
Not a lot.
So then they go into the AFTR, also known as After the Final Rose. Yes. Jason says that Melissa is incredible, but that since everything ended, things have been different. He now believes that they are not right for each other. He said that their chemistry is completely different, and after doing some soul searching, the passion is not there and it breaks his heart. Then he says, so see, there's the hurt part. Yeah, then he says over the past few weeks, he's not been able to stop thinking about Molly, his runner-up. He said he can't live with regrets, and he would have always regretted it if he had not asked Molly. I guess they didn't start doing studio audiences yet at this point because it's just a room with him and Chris in there. And I was like, okay. And then my thoughts on the situation. I feel like this is not something that needed to be done on television, but I guess, good TV or whatever. Melissa then came out, and at first it looked like she was like happy, like she was going to have their happy couple conversation. Then he started telling her.
I didn't see that. See, I saw her a little bothered. I felt like they already broke up. And the reason that I say that they had already broken up, because when he started to break up with her, she already looked like she was annoyed when he started the conversation.
When she first came out, she looked a little like it didn't look to me
she
like. She
looked like, why are we doing this? Like, this has been over and done with.
To me, it didn't look like she knew they were going to break up. Like, there was a little part of her that looked a little bit like kind of happy, like ready to have a happy couple conversation. And then she did explain that, she had just watched the proposal. So she was kind of like coming off of that like high of emotions from watching that and everything. So it looked like she did say that they had been having problems, but she didn't think it was to the extent of like that he was going to break up with her kind of thing. So I did see there was like a little bit of like kind of uncomfortableness, which would kind of just be a part. If you're having like a little bit of troubles with somebody, you're going to kind of have that lack of complete open body language with them. But she didn't have a body language that signaled to me that she was prepared for a breakup. And then when he started talking to her at first, it didn't sound like he was going to break up. Then there was a little turning point where he started talking about how feelings have changed in a way that definitely sounded like he was going to be breaking up with her, because then she started like tearing up in her eyes when she saw where it was turning, and she started tearing up really bad.
I just thought, what WTF? Like, really? WTF?
Yeah. So like, then he said,
why wait until you come on the show,
right? Then
to break up with her.
So he
and I'm glad she didn't move
her,
to Seattle.
Right? He said, so he breaks up with her, and then she said that she knew he had doubts, but that the reason for the chemistry changing was really just him pulling away because he had feelings for Molly. Not because there was anything off in their relationship, but just that obviously I guess he couldn't get over Molly.
I was like,
so naturally there's going to be an issue with chemistry with the person you're with if you are actually wanting to be with someone else. So at the same time, good thing for him there wasn't a live audience. Could you imagine?
I know
the like amount of booze and everything he would get if
That's
this
why
was in
he's
front of a live
considered
audience.
the worst man in America, because of how he broke up.
It didn't need to be televised.
It shouldn't have been televised.
They had a part where they talk about Melissa, and then
that
Melissa,
was embarrassing for her.
Yeah. There was a weird part in their back and forth conversation where they talked about Melissa, like she's not there. They were talking about Melissa, and then Melissa was talking about Melissa, and then Jason was talking about Melissa, like she's not there, like it was some sort of third person point of view.
She was talking about herself in a third person. First she was like,
which was weird.
Was like, she's like, what did I do?
It makes me think of Derek.
What happened? Like,
I am Derek.
Something happened. He tells her she did nothing wrong, but is still in love with Molly. She asked him, has he been in contact with her since the show? He said no. She then spoke about herself in the third person, like, you chose Melissa. You put a ring on Melissa because you wanted to be with Melissa, and you didn't give Melissa a chance. So instead you're breaking up with Melissa. And I'm like, huh?
Yeah, she started talking about stuff in the third person. And then
He's
Jason,
like, yes,
addressed her in the third person
I know,
too.
He was like, yes, I did put a ring on Melissa. Yes, I did choose Melissa. Yes. But I couldn't stop thinking about Molly. I thought I was making the right decision, the right choice, but I was wrong.
Yeah, the whole Melissa thing made me think about Derek.
Then she's like, good luck with Molly. And I thought she was going to walk out, but they probably told her 30 more minutes. So then she's
30 seconds.
Or whatever. Or like 5 more minutes. So she's like, she starts telling him how she felt.
Said, you are such a bastard.
Yeah, she was like, you're such a bastard. She says, when she was finally done telling him how she felt, she was like, do not call me, do not text me, and just leave me alone. Well, at least that part she didn't say in the third person. And do not call Melissa, do not text Melissa, just leave Melissa alone.
And then she left.
And then that's when she left.
And then they zoomed out, and I thought Chris Harrison was sitting there the whole time. Chris Harrison wasn't even sitting there. He wasn't even there for the breakup.
No.
You know how he's usually there?
I know.
And they have their breakup moment, and then he's like, okay, and Melissa, you know, how does that make you feel? Like, you have anything else to say? And Jason, how do you feel about her saying not to contact you? There was none of that.
He wasn't in that.
He was not a part of that.
He was like, I'm not even going to be part of this.
He was somewhere else.
I'm just going to leave this to them. And the worst thing
that
is, and it's like any woman would feel like you get chosen to then say, oh, you're really not the person that I should have chosen. I have to take back my ring
sucks.
and back my proposal and go back to the girl I should have proposed to in the beginning.
That's messed up.
Yeah. She was like, she felt horrible. But they showed them today, and she got back together with an ex. She said she did hear that after the show, he did reach out to Molly.
Yes. She heard from
to
Jillian.
See how Molly was doing.
She heard from Jillian that Molly had talked to Jason. So she brought it up to him casually, and he said yes, he was given her number on the last day of filming so that he could call and check on her and make sure that she was okay. And Melissa said that she was fine with that. She did not know that it was anything beyond him, just checking on her. She used air quotations when she said checking on her. And she said she was mind blown when he said he wanted to try things with Molly and not with Melissa. She now has 3 kids, 9, 6, and 4 years old.
With an ex-boyfriend.
And because she gave an old relationship a second chance, and that man is now her husband. So I guess Jason breaking up with her for Molly encouraged her to give her old relationship a try as well.
Well, she did say that by being on the show and with everything that happened, she kind of grew more.
Right.
So with that growing, it helped her relationship with her ex, giving him that second chance.
So, I mean, I guess everything worked out the way
everybody's where they needed to be.
Yeah.
So then they go back to Molly coming out.
But Melissa talking in the third person, does it not make you think of I am Derek? Derek is imperfect.
Yes. Derek is imperfect.
Don't insult my intelligence, Jason. No. Oh, Jason, you were just checking on her? Don't insult my intelligence, Jason.
I know, right?
Anyways, then we go into Molly. He tells Molly that he broke up with Melissa because he could not stop thinking about her. Molly was looking extremely confused.
I know, right?
She kept looking out of the room like, am I getting punked?
I know, her face.
Am I getting punked?
And then she looked at Chris like, what?
She said, what's going on here? Like, is this supposed to happen?
What's going on? Like,
she said, is this
why
supposed to happen?
Why am I here? For you to tell me that you broke up with her? Who
cares? having the background news where she said that she had been chosen at that time to be the Bachelorette makes a lot of sense now why she was so confused. Because she's like, I just like was picked to be the Bachelorette. Yes. Like, what's going on here? Yeah. I'm so confused. She's probably looking around like, can I say that I'm interested back? I know I said yes to being the Bachelorette, and I'm like confused. I wasn't expecting him to, tell me that he loved me and wanted to try it again. She was probably already in the mindset of that she was going to be going on her own separate journey and kind of trying to move on. And then he's saying this, and she's got these emotions, and she's like almost or kind of under contract to be Bachelorette. So I could see after getting that background thing, now it makes sense why she was looking around like so confused. She's probably like, is this supposed to happen? Yeah. So,
but she never got over him either.
No, she didn't.
She never stopped thinking about him. She was still in love with him. She couldn't even give Chris a straight answer before Jason came out to talk to her. When he said, are you still in love with Jason? She couldn't give a straight answer because she was still in love with him. She's like, well, I have very strong feelings for him. No,
they don't just go away.
Have feelings for him. She's like, what about Melissa? And he's like,
he said
he did not want to have any regrets in his life.
Yeah.
He needed to see where this was going to go between him and Molly, and he wanted Molly to give him a chance. So he was like, I would like for us to grab some coffee, talk more, and, get to know each other better and see where it goes. Well, she said yes. She was like, I ain't waiting, Auntie. You should have said yes day one.
She said that her feelings never went away.
Nope.
And she thinks that she can see where things go. She needs a better understanding of why he broke up with her. But
she's been waiting for him it's like she's been waiting for him to announce or give it a try. Like she's been praying and waiting and praying and waiting and praying and waiting. And I guess when they came to her and
she's psychic, she knew it was coming
and offered her the part for the Bachelorette, she probably said yes, but still in hopes, waiting for him to come back to her. Well, she got her wish because he did come back to her.
She said,
and
she says she's glad this is happening and that he's going back to her.
Yep.
And then they kissed a couple of times on the couch, so I guess she didn't need that much explaining from him. And then they do a Jason and Molly catch up. They got married on a very windy day near the beach.
It was
under the rain.
Which is good luck.
And then I said, it looks like the sun is shining. Is this the final sign that we needed to prove that she is a witch / psychic?
Right?
Because is there not a quote that says when it rains and the rain is going, that a witch is getting married?
Yes.
But then Chris said apparently that there is another quote that says that rain on your wedding day is good luck.
It is. And they say when it rains on your wedding day and you actually get wet in the rain, it means that you will last a very long time. Now that's just the saying.
No, that's true.
I mean, with everything is it's just sayings,
right?
Sometimes it does work and sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. I got married indoors and
in their case they're still together
31 years. Okay. And then he said after the second chance, after she gave him the second chance, they got taken to a place where they had to be held in there until
where he got his instant karma.
And he was like, he cracked his knee on the edge of the pool.
He got instant karma, he said. Yeah,
he said that
for
was
breaking up
karma
with Melissa.
For the way he broke up. And then they showed them today with his son, 15. Well, they didn't show his son, but he said his son is 15 and 6'2". Wow. And I can't believe that Chris told him, oh, by the way, what was her daughter's name?
Stephanie's daughter has a crush on Ty.
Stephanie's daughter has a crush on Ty. Oh, I'll let him know.
I know. I said, dang, exposed.
I was like, that's messed up. He shouldn't have done that. And then they have a daughter together, Riley, who I don't think they said her age, but they said she was in the first grade or something.
I think she's 5.
Something like that.
I think she was 5 or 6.
Yeah.
5. 6,
so they're still married today. They're very much in love and happy. And then they renewed their vows. Chris renewed their vow.
That was not a vow renewal.
Well, he's ordained.
Yeah, but that's not a vow. Sitting in front of there and having somebody ask you again if you take each other and that's it. You don't have any vows or anything.
No, that's just
kind of vow renewal is that? Oh, well,
then
you can renew your vow every 10 minutes if you want to.
I could renew you and Alvy's vow anytime you want.
You could renew your vows anytime you want. Then every 5 minutes if you feel like it.
Yeah.
Oh, you're ordained. Go on. Can you please renew our vows?
Sure, I could do it.
All right, let's do it. Let's do a quarantine vow renewal, and then we're gonna film it.
I'm ordained and I do any kind of marriage ceremonies. It doesn't matter.
That's right. Because Mario did our wedding.
Yes.
He's the one who ordained our wedding ceremony. So you can do our vow renewal.
Yeah. I can do your.
You can. You can do our vow renewal. We can do one every 5 years. We do one at 5, one at 10, one at 15, one at 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, whatever.
Stupid.
What, vow renewals?
Yeah.
I don't.
I mean, we got married twice. We got married in a courthouse.
Yeah, and yet out of those 2 times, none of them were a real wedding.
The second one was in church. So
why are you looking at me like that?
Because you said they were real weddings. Why? Because I didn't go out and buy a big old dress or anything like that. First off, the first wedding that I had, I was pregnant with you.
Listen to me. The reason why it wasn't a real wedding is because you should have at least made a day out of it, have a honeymoon, do at least something together.
For what?
For the celebration of your love.
No.
But instead you were just like, let's just do a quick ceremony and then go to work.
No,
what kind of wedding is that?
When we first got married, it was done at the Justice of the Peace. I was pregnant for you. I was about 6-7 months pregnant. Huge. Uncomfortable. I did not want to plan anything. I did not want to do a party.
So why not just wait?
And for what? For people to come and enjoy something that we spent money on to then either criticize or like or whatever.
You don't have to spend. Look at what we did.
And thirdly, again, I was pregnant. I was not social at that time at all. I was more than happy to just get pregnant, to just
You
get
are already
married,
pregnant.
go back. Well, actually, what I did was I did have a bouquet of flowers. I did wear a nice dress, and we got married. And then after we got married, I went down to the cemetery and I put my bouquet for mom at her grave. And then after we went home, we did have it wasn't champagne, it was like grape juice champagne, you know those.
Oh yeah, because you can't have champagne.
Yeah, because I was pregnant.
Right.
So we had that. We drank that together. We cut the cake. We smashed it in each other's face. We ate it. My father was a witness to that. And then my father and my brother, Jerry, who was a witness to that. And then after that, he went and he got ready. He went to work. So I was happy with that because I was too pregnant to do anything. Then the second time when we got married at the church, it was more a renewal because we just wanted to do it in a church.
Right.
I didn't get as dressed or had a bouquet, but it was a renewal. So we did that. We went to dinner. We went back home and we just had some drinks and we were just there with all you guys. And that was it. That's how I wanted it. It was just family. I didn't do anything big. I didn't get no wedding dress. I had 2 kids. Why would I want to get a wedding dress at the second one? And I was
plenty of people do.
For the first one to go to a courthouse with a wedding dress. But I was dressed very nicely.
Plenty of people.
I had my hair
have kids
done.
and do extravagant.
I had a nice dress on.
Weddings.
I had little heels on. So I had my bouquet. Walked in there. We got married with the most important people. So that was it.
The end.
So you don't have to do anything huge or anything. We've been 31 years together, and that's what counts.
Yeah. Well, Alvy and I didn't have an extravagant wedding either.
No, it was family, it was
small,
and friends.
Simple, here, chill.
Yep.
You know, good times.
It was gorgeous.
In October.
It was gorgeous.
My favorite
fun.
month. One of my favorite months.
And the house was big enough to do it in.
Yeah, the house was big enough to do it in, so that was good. And
she can post some pictures.
We made our own
socials
arch
so you can see her wedding.
We made our own arch and everything. It was good times and good food. I made
I made the cake,
giant burrito,
and the cake was gluten-free, sugar-free.
Yeah,
so
and it was beautiful. It was great.
It was what, like a
it looked professional.
6 tier.
Well, each individual cake had 2 tiers, had 2 layers to the cake.
Yeah, it was chocolate
and then it
vanilla.
was 4 tiers total.
Yeah. Yep. The chocolate had raspberry filling, and the vanilla had vanilla filling. So, it was good. It was delicious.
It was good.
Especially that chocolate.
Yeah,
cake.
that was good cake.
It was good.
So yeah, so that was a sidetrack, as usual. Anyway, so
because we started talking about their wedding.
I know, with the wedding in the rain and all that. So anyway, next week they're going to be doing another recap, and for some reason they're doing another Bachelor season, which I thought at this point they were going back and forth between Bachelors and Bachelorettes, but they're doing Nick Viall's season.
Viole. I don't know how to spell his
Nick
name.
Nick Viall.
Wait, wasn't he on?
He was
Paradise?
on Caitlyn's season of The Bachelorette. Remember, he's the one who came in that she was talking to back and forth. She came back into his season, and then they had a early intimacy before the fantasy suite Caitlyn season. It was, and then him and Sean had a lot of beef with each other. Remember? That's Nick. Nick from that season.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was on Caitlyn's season. Before he was on Caitlyn's season, he was on Andy Dorfman's season. Andy Dorfman's
I was
season.
like, why does he look so familiar to me?
Because he was on Caitlyn's season. He was also on Andy Dorfman's season, and I'm currently watching Andy Dorfman's season. So, oh wait, no, I just finished her season actually.
Yeah, I was gonna. Say,
I just finished Andy Dorfman's season, and then we moved on to I'm on Bachelor in Paradise now, season 1. Anyway. So yeah, he was on her season first, then Caitlyn's season, and then he had his own season of The Bachelor. So, and yet still to this day, he is single.
Yeah, wasn't he on Bachelor Paradise?
I remember
him on Bachelor Paradise.
No, I don't think so. I think he did the 2 previous Bachelorette seasons, and then he had his own season. I don't know. I'm watching through Paradise now.
I think he was on.
Well, he's
Paradise.
not on Paradise season 1, and that would have been the season for him to be on because that was right after Andy's season.
No. But he was on a later one.
He may. They have seasons 1, 2, and 3.
Because I remember him being on there, and then
hold on.
He didn't stick around that long because women didn't want him.
I can Google it.
Anyway,
let's find out. Nick Viall. Bachelor in Paradise. Let's see. Okay, he was on season 3 of Bachelor in Paradise.
I knew it because he didn't last that long because nobody gave him a rose. He went home.
He was in the same season Amanda Stanton, Amanda from Ben Higgins' season.
I knew I remembered him more on Bachelor in Paradise than anywhere
and
else.
then he got his own season. Then he was the Bachelor.
Yep.
I don't know. What's so big about his season that it has to be in greatest seasons ever?
I don't know. I think there were other seasons that were greater than his.
I never watched his season.
I don't know. I think he's full of himself.
You know, there were other seasons they could have covered. They could have chosen a Bachelorette season to cover.
I thought that's what they were doing.
Yeah, that they were flip-flopping back and forth, and now it's 2 Bachelors in a row.
Yeah. So what they're trying to say,
back to Nick Viall.
Bachelorette seasons aren't that good, or I don't know.
No, there's plenty of good Bachelorette seasons.
Anyway, ending with Jason Mesnick. I was going to do the candidate role line as the candidates that stepped out the limo. Dominique, Molly, Shannon, Melissa, Jillian, Naomi, Nicole, Nikki, Stephanie. What in the world? Fake teeth Shannon again. Fake teeth Shannon with her old hobo teeth.
Oh my gosh. So let's wrap up the episode by saying, who would you say on Jason's season would you overall give your rose to, and who overall would you have sent home on night 1?
Shannon!
Shannon would have gone home on night 1. And my rose would go to...
My rose would have actually gone...
It might have gone to Stephanie.
Molly. No,
Molly's a good choice too.
Huge eyes. Like, her eyes are so big and beautiful. They were like, boom, I'm here.
They were like, boom.
She looked like strawberry shortcake. Boom, I'm here.
I can relate.
With those big eyes.
All right. So that wraps up the recap on this episode. So thank you again for listening. If you are subscribed, or if you are not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to our podcast wherever you listen to your podcasts, including YouTube as well. As I said before in a previous episode, we're currently on our road to 1,000 subscribers, and then we're going to be doing a giveaway. So I know that we have people that are currently subscribed to our podcast. You should leave us a comment. We have email, and we have a voice message where you can actually call in and leave us a voice message on Anchor FM. And if you leave us a voice message, we can probably play it on maybe one of our podcasts so we can hear from you.
That's right.
So
let us know.
Yes. Thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate it. We hope you are taking care, staying happy, and staying healthy, and that you manifest everything that you desire out of life.
Amen.